Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Zubair Ahmed. I'm a self-taught Java developer. So what are we here for today? So you remember last time we created an algorithm which was checking for duplicate strings in an array. And if you remember, I told you you can do the same algorithm using hash maps, and that is the best practice. I told you in that video that we are not going to talk about any best or worst practices. In the last video, the main purpose of the video was to explore how the loops works and how the conditional logic works. As you can see in this code, all I did is I used loops, and you see the for loop, the while loop, the if statement, and then another loop, another if, and I used a lot of conditional logic. This is very good if you want to learn how the loops work, how conditional logics work, and if you want to know some functions we can apply on strings like contains. So this is very good for that. I will highly recommend you should do this, you should play around with this, you should write it by yourself, and you will learn a lot, trust me. So like I said last time, it took me 3 days to do this program when I was learning, and it helped me a lot with it gave me a very good grip on loops, on conditional logics, on string and its functions. I broke the code 100 times and I rewrote it. So I would recommend you should use this method and try to find duplicate in a string. Okay, so what about today? So what are we going to do today is we are going to use hashmap for the same algorithm. We are going to do the same thing with hashmap, and we will see how we can achieve it. One disclaimer, this video is only for people who know hashmap already, and I know hashmap is a very important thing. If you don't know it, I will make video on hashmap, how it works in the future, but I'm assuming you already know hashmap, so we are going to use hashmap to write the same algorithm. So let's start our video. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to use IntelliJ. I was using Eclipse, and now I think we should use IntelliJ. If you want to use Eclipse, you are more than welcome to use that. Whatever IDE you are comfortable with, you can use that. But I just wanna, this maybe if I use IntelliJ, you will see, some things in IntelliJ as well. So everything is totally same. There's hardly any difference. So let's go into IntelliJ. Over here I have IntelliJ open, and I already created a project called algorithm duplicate string algorithm. I'm in the source folder. Let's create a package. Whatever you do, you always create a package. If you create a package, it will be very easy for you to navigate, where your files are. So let's create a package. So I'm gonna name package com.code.element.duplicate string. You can call it whatever you want. And now I'm gonna create new Java class. I will call it again duplicate string map. So we are using the hash map, so I just gonna write map. Alright, let's see. So we have a class here. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to create a main method. Main public static void main string array and arguments. Alright. So let's do some copy paste. Let's go back to our Eclipse and copy this string we was using before. Copy, go back to IntelliJ, paste it here. So what we did is we just copy our string. I'm sure you know how to create a string. I just created a string name string. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to convert this to lowercase string, new string equals string dot to, you choose lowercase dot trim. I will also use the trim function. So what this trim is going to do is, it is going to trim any leading and trailing white space. If we have in the string, for example, if we have a space here, it's going to trim it, or if we have a space at the end or something, it is going to trim it. So we never used this trim function in our last video, so I just used it so you may know we can do trimming of leading and trailing white spaces just by using this trim function. So my purpose of showing you my last code, so we can do the comparative programming here, so we can do comparison what we did in our last video and how we are doing the same thing using hashmap in this video. So let's go back to Eclipse. So what we did last time, we created string, we converted it to lowercase, and then what we did is we split the string using space and we converted it to a string array, right? So let's go back and do the same thing. So we have string already, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna convert it to string array. So we call it my string, like we did in our last video, equal. So now what is the new string? Lowercase and trimmed new string, right? So new string dot split based on space. Okay, so we splitted the string based on space. Now we have array. So our new array is my string array. So last time what we did is we created a duplicate variable, right, and an integer. So we don't need that here. So we are going to make them later. So again, we are going to make a for loop in this video as well. And what we're gonna do is we just need one for loop. We don't need any nested for loops. So let me show you what does it mean. So what we do is we create a for loop. Same thing we did last time. Int I equals 0. I is less than my string dot length I plus plus. Okay, so we have our loop ready. So what the loop is going to do is, loop is starting at 0. It will be true, this condition is true until I, that 0 is less than string dot length, whatever the length of the string is. We can't count for now. So if you wanna count, you can do just this out, but yeah, let's do it. So you can check how what is the length of the string. System dot out dot print ln my string dot length. It is going to print the length of the string in the console. Alright, let's run it. Right click, run. It's building. IntelliJ is a little slow. Okay, so our length is 30. So this condition is true until I is less than 30. Alright, our loop is ready and we don't need this statement. And now let's come to our main part of our program today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a hash map first. So I will make a separate video on how hashmap works if you don't know it. So I think this video is not for you. So you should go and check some videos on hash maps before watching this video. I'm just assuming you know how to create and use hashmap already. So we are gonna create a hash map called hash map we're gonna import it from java.util.hashmap, and we're gonna name it map equal new hashmap. Okay, so just a little bit how you create a hash map. You write hash map and then you give what is the type and the key. So first we write the key and then we write the value. So what is the value and what is the key? So in our case our key is string and then our value is going to be integer. So again, if you don't know how to create hash maps and how to use them, please go check some tutorials on hash maps. I will make one video about hash map as well, but it will be in the future. So we are talking about strings and duplicates for now. So when we are done with this topic, I will create a video on hash map, how it works. Alright, looks good. So remember last time what we did, we created if statement, right? So we created last time if my string at I dot contains, right, contains my string. At j we had another loop, another nested loop, and that had j inside, and it was checking against all the elements, right? So we are not going to do here. We just need, what we need here today is we just need my string at I, and we're gonna put it into a string, and we call it current string, whatever my string at I have. So let me show you what I mean. String, we call it current, you can call it anything, equal my string at I. So whatever I have, it is going to be the value of the current for now. So for example, if I is 0, so what is going to be the value of I? The value of I is going to be my string at I, there is 0 equal, what is it, Ahmed. It's going to be Ahmed. So this is going to be the value of our string at I. So when it become 1, I become 1, it's going to be Ahmed again, then Ahmed, Zubair, Peter, and so on. So let's remove it. I'm sure you watched my previous video. I explained it very thoroughly, so you should check that video. So as you know, our map has a key and a value, right? So in our key is string type, right? So and our array is also the string type, right? So that means we can check this string against this string, so it's the same type. So let's see how we can do it. We'll write our if statement. So in our previous example, what we did is we checked my string at I dot contains my string at j, right? So it was returning true or false value, right, in our previous algorithm. So we can achieve the similar thing using hash maps. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna write this if my string dot I, instead of contains, we have to write something else. So what we can do is we remove this. We know our key in the map and string, they have to match, right? So if we say if map dot contains key, so what is, let me go back and tell you what does it return. Contain key, you see, it's the object key and it only return boolean, true or false. So what is the key? The key is in the map is this string here. So if map that contain key, and what are we checking? We are checking this string, right? So what we can do is we can do if map that key contain my string at I. So if map key contain my string at I, what does that mean? What is map key right now? If it is empty, for now it is empty because it has nothing in it. So let's suppose it has some value. So it might have Zubair inside, right? So it is what it's going to do is it's going to see if Zubair dot, like we did last time, contains my string at I. What is it? It's I is 0, so my string at I is going to be Ahmad, right? Ahmad. So last in our Eclipse, in our previous video, it was checking. Let's go to Eclipse. You see here, we were checking my string at I dot contain my string at j. So it was checking if this, for example, if it is Zubair dot contains another Zubair. So if this was true and this block of code was running, and if this was false and false, it was not running. So let's go back to our IntelliJ. If this statement is true, what it should do? Think about it. If it already have it, you remember we had an a here, right? We created an integer a, and that was incrementing. If that was this statement was true, it was going to increment this a, and if a was greater than, forget about this. Just focus on this. So if this was true and we was incrementing a, let's go to Eclipse, IntelliJ. Okay, so if this statement is true, what we should do is we should put in the map. So we will going to do is map dot put. This is how we add value, right? So we have a key and we have the value. So what is key over here and what is value? We have key string and integer is value, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put this string into the map, and we are going to give it some integer. So map dot put key. What is key? My string at I. What is my string at I? We stored it into the current, right? So we can say put current into the map, comma, and if you remember a plus plus mean if it contains duplicate, then it should increment, right? So same kind of thing we are going to do here. So this is integer. Why I took it integer? So we can count it, right? So we can check it if the number is duplicate or not. So we can increase its value. So what we are going to do is we are going to use a map function to get this value, whatever the value over here. If the map is empty, it's going to give us 0. If the map already have a value, it's going to give us whatever value is over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use map.get object key, right? So when we get this, it is going to return us the value of this is key, right? So when we put the key here, it is going to return us the value. So value is integer. So whatever value over here, it is going to return us the value. So let's write the key here, map.get. What is our key? Current. So for example, let's say we have Zubair in the map, and we have in current we have 3. So what it is going to do is this statement is going to current, this current, whatever current is coming, and it's this statement is going to do is it's going to get the current value. So this is current. For example, this is Zubair. So when we give it Zubair, it is going to return to us the value. So whatever the value is, so that means it is if map dot contain my string at I, that means if Zubair dot contains Zubair, that means it's duplicate. So what we should do is we should add +1 over here. So what +1 means, whatever the integer value is, it is going to increase. If it finds Zubair one time, it's going to be 0 + 1. It finds Zubair again, it is going to be 1 + 1 2. If it finds Zubair again, it is going to be 2 + 1 3, and so on. Okay, so what if it is false? It is not true. We do not find any duplicates. So what should it do? What it should do is it should just put it into the map using a new value. So what we're going to do is else map.put what put our current comma at 1, because if it did not duplicate it, and then it makes sense it should be only 1 if it is not duplicated. If it is duplicated, it's going to increase it integer value already. So let's go out of the loop this if conditions, and let's write system dot out dot print ln last word like we did the last time, my string at I, the same thing we did last time, plus came plus times. We'll fix this statement later. Just for now, just we are just printing this statement. Okay, let's print out our map. What is in the map? System dot out dot print ln. So how we get the keys and the values of the map? So to get keys of the map, what you do is map dot key sets. It is going to return whatever our keys are, and then we write another statement, system dot out dot print ln map dot get values. This is going to only values, not get. So it is going to return, this statement is going to return whatever the keys are, and this is going to return whatever the values are. So what are the keys? These strings. And what are the values? These integers. So let's clean some code so it will not give us errors. Save it and run it. Finish. Perfect. What we got? We got Peter, that was repeated 4 times, Mary, that was repeated 2 times, Michael, that was repeated 3 times, John 2 times, Ahmed 4 times, Zubair 5 times, Ali 10 times. Is that right? I think so. Let's count. Peter 4 times. Where's Peter? 1, 2, 3. Where are you, Peter? 1 and 3, 4. And then Mary 2 times. Only 2 times. Mary. It is working, I think. Michael 3 times. Michael. You see, 1 is uppercase and 2 are lowercase. So it's considering it's converting them to lowercase using the help of this 2 lowercase method. I think our app is running. So let's do some cleaning. It's printing it a lot of time. Okay, let's clear this, run it again, and see how many times it is printing. It is printing too many times because we are inside the loop. So what we should do is we should just go out of this loop and comment this statement, print it here, save and run. Alright, only 1 time. So Peter repeated 4 times, Mary repeated 2 times, Michael repeated 3 times, John repeated 2 times, Ahmed repeated 4 times, and Ali repeated 10 times. So you see, we achieved the same thing using maps, what we have done in this Eclipse, using conditional logics and everything. So let's see. Alright, I think we do not even need this statement. because we already know how many time which element came in our array. So our hash map is telling us everything here. So let's change something and see if it's still working. Let's remove Zubair, Ahmad. So let's run it. Okay, so the Peter is 4 time, Mary is 2 time, Michael is 2 time, John is 2 time, Ahmad is only 1 time. Is it true? Ahmad? Do we have any other Ahmad? No. And Zubair is 4 time. Is that true? Okay, we have Zubair 3 and 4 time, yes, and Ali is 10 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 4, 10. Perfect. It is working. So yeah, thank you so much guys for watching my video. So you can fix this code a little bit. It's everywhere. Let me show you a trick. Let's say if you have a code spread it everywhere, for example, you know, like this, you just do Control A and Control Alt I, so it is going to indent all the code for you. Of course, white spaces you have to clear yourself. Yeah, I think we solved our problem. If you have any question, please write in the comment. If you like the video, please hit the like button, and very soon I will explain you how this hash map works. If you guys don't know, I will make a separate video on that, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.